I'm almost in the middle of Australia, surrounded by a very dry, very hot climate. So it's something of a surprise that today's episode is all about water. Today we're in the Northern Territory town of Katherine, about 300 kilometres south of Darwin. For a desert region, it has a surprising amount of water. We've got waterfalls, swimming holes, hot springs. This is going to be fun. Let's get into it. So first we've come to Nipmuc National Park and we've come to Edith Falls. This is a beautiful fall and we get to do some swimming. Yes, because it's bloody hot. There are two pools here, the upper and the lower. This one's the lower, but we're heading to the upper pool. Now I understand why people go to the lower pool because it's big and it's beautiful and it's about a 2-minute walk from the car park. Going to the upper pool, 1.6 k's. It says a 1-hour walk. I think we'll do it faster than that. So beside the path here you can see that the ground has been burnt. It's not a bushfire, it's the Jawoyn people fire management. We've seen that a lot as we've travelled through the Northern Territory. So the First Nations people manage the land by burning off the excess bush during dry season so that new shoots come through and the land remains healthy. It's pretty hot. It's going to be about 36 degrees today. So really looking forward to getting into that water. Was it worth that short hot hike? Heck yeah. Oh my god, that is so good.
Woo! Ah, it's cold.
It's beautiful.
Woo! It's here.
Why are you peeing?
No, I just need some prepare. I don't know.
Jamie in a swimming pool is fine. She can't swim, right? She's a non-swimmer, but she can learn to float. In a swimming pool, she's fine. But when it's deep, suddenly all the fear kicks in. And even with a noodle. Meantime, I try to tread water with one hand because the other one's holding the GoPro. Okay, you're fine. Just kick your feet. Put your feet up and kick. Okay? You're okay? She's okay, I'm drowning. Come on. Okay, I need my other hand. I need my hand. Wait, then I can swim. How beautiful is this? Oh my goodness. I love the NT. It's awesome. The next day we drove a short distance to the impressive Katherine Gorge. Now you can book a cruise up the gorge, or you can do what we opted for and hire a canoe to paddle yourself upstream. This offers the best of both worlds. It starts with a 30-minute cruise up the first of 13 gorges, and then you explore further at your own pace in a canoe.
Step in.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Okay. Woohoo! Okay, we're just going to go backwards for a little bit. Get out of the way. Okay, it's really peaceful. It's a little challenging. Jamie's never been in a canoe before, so we might have some steering issues. It's been a while since I've done it too, so that doesn't help. But it's lovely. They do say there are freshwater crocodiles here. They say they're just like little puppy dogs. So we are canoeing with wild crocodiles. Apparently they're more afraid of people than we are of them, so they shouldn't bother us. But Jamie's got the hang of it really quickly, so I might just kick back here for a little bit.
Where? Don't do that.
Keep going, Jamie. What a beautiful way to see the gorge. The option was to take a boat ride and go up the gorge, but we kind of did that anyway to get to the canoes, and now we get to see it at our own pace, really slowly, from right on the water. It's beautiful. If you wanted to learn a little bit more about the town of Katherine, then the Katherine Museum is the place to go. So this building that we're in now was the original telegraph line repeating station. This was built in the 1870s. And that's kind of the reason that Katherine began. It grew up from here and it became quite a vibrant little town. That overland telegraph connected Australia with the rest of the world. It was in 1872 at 3:15 p.m. where the first message went from Adelaide through the port of Darwin and then on through Indonesia and through lots of repeater stations and eventually to London. And the history of Katherine was always dotted with flooding from the Katherine River. It seemed to be a frequent occurrence. And the museum documents many of the flooding episodes and the way the town bounced back from disaster. That's the plane of Dr. Clyde Finn. He was a doctor and he got his pilot's license so he could join the Royal Flying Doctor Service, but they had a policy where doctors didn't fly. So he raised money, bought his own plane, flew it around here and went to remote places to heal people as they needed a doctor. He was a little bit of a rebel. Apparently he avoided paperwork and regulations, just did what was necessary and used his plane as an air ambulance. And for that, he's a local hero. And behind me is the original Katherine airstrip. Now, I knew that the Japanese during the war in 1942, that the Japanese had bombed Darwin. I didn't know that they bombed Broome, but I also didn't know they bombed Katherine. This was the longest inland bombing sortie that the Japanese had. There was an airstrip here and they bombed it. Now, if you're a little bit worn out walking through all the gorges around Katherine, there's something that you can do that's free. There's a mineral hot springs here, and it's actually a natural thermal spring. It's refreshing. I don't know about thermal, but it's nice and refreshing. That's nice.
Yeah. It's not so cold.
Not so cold. Well, this is nice. Beautiful fresh water. No crocodiles. I've seen a couple of little fish. And it's shady. And the water's just a really good temperature. Just enough to be refreshing without being cold. Not too hot because you don't want hot. It's great. And the best thing about these springs, they're free. About an hour south of Katherine and just out of the town of Mataranka is Bitter Springs, and this is a beautiful oasis. It's thermal waters, spring-fed through a little creek with a sandy bottom, and the waters are crystal clear. So grab yourself a noodle and come to Bitter Springs, and you can float down that little river. Ow. Always Jamie noodle attack. Ow, 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 ow. What? We spent a couple of incredibly relaxing days at Bitter Springs before hopping in the car and driving a couple of hours to the iconic Daly Waters pub. This pub was serving alcohol since the 1880s, but officially it got its license in 1930, and that makes it the Northern Territory's oldest continuously used pub. And the reason it got its license is because of that water trough and hitching post. That was for cattle and horses and bullock and camels and anything else that came by. It's actually part of the license agreement. It's still here today because it's still part of the agreement. There's so much history here at Daly Waters pub. Even the telegraph pole is the original from 1878. It's a quirky old place. In the old days, there used to be shootouts, murders, even cattle stampedes through the main street. These days, it's pretty sedate. A lot of tourists come here because it's a quirky old pub. We got flags from everywhere. We've got undergarments from everywhere. How did they get there? There's an awful lot of hats up here. There's if I come this way, there's an awful lot of t-shirts. I don't know, what's that telling me? That everybody kind of leaves Daly Waters with less clothing than when they arrived.
To where the story ends. Things will never be the same, I know. And my heart sings the lonely road we go.
Well, that was Katherine. Who would have known there'd be so many water activities in the centre of Australia? We've had a great time. It's been fun. It's been lovely. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. And behind me is the old Katherine airstrip. Something I didn't know before I came here was the Japanese bombed this during the war in 1942. I knew that they'd bombed Darwin. I was surprised to find they also bombed Doom. I can't talk. I've got to start all over again now. Hi, welcome to another... No, right, where's the sun? It's gone. Forget it.